Elon Musk is coming after Apple. It became clear and official after he is now out to hunt Apple in a war he declared against them on his newly acquired platform. Any ideas as to why he is after Apple now? Here is what happened. Elon Musk is the most recent tech executive to criticize Apple over the 30% tax, which applies to paid downloads and other sales for developers who make $1 million or more in yearly revenue via their App Store. The billionaire didn't fail to express his disappointment in a tweet that read, "Apple's store is like having a 30% tax on the internet. This means that Apple takes a 30% cut from app developers who make more than $1 million per year through the App Store. Still, Apple has reduced its fees to 15% through the Small Business Developer Program for small developers who make less." Musk went on to say, "Definitely not okay," stating that the App Store price was literally 10 times what it should be. This leads us to a big question. How does Apple's 30% tax increase directly affect Elon Musk? Apple's iOS store has always been home to Tesla's mobile app. The app is also available on Android, but we're all well aware of how Tesla first rolls out every update on their app in the iOS store before the Android release. This is why there were speculations about Musk expressing his interest in purchasing a majority share of Apple, simply so that he could fully control where his app is based. He stated in a tweet, "There was a point where I requested to meet with Cook to talk about Apple buying Tesla. There were no conditions of acquisition proposed whatsoever. He refused to meet." On the other hand, Cook made it clear to everyone that he had never had a one-on-one conversation with Musk. Cook and Musk were allegedly on the phone discussing Tesla's Model 3 debut and the challenges that came with it. Cook proposed that Apple acquire Tesla. Musk was apparently intrigued by this offer, but on one condition: he will serve as the CEO of Apple, not Tesla. "F you," Cook allegedly said before abruptly hanging up the phone. It appears Cook evidently misunderstood Musk's statement. He said that he just intended to stay CEO of Tesla after the purchase rather than becoming CEO of Apple fully. Tesla CEO Elon Musk expressed his worries in response to a complaint from European authorities alleging that Apple abused its dominant market position to hinder competition for its mobile payments system, Apple Pay. Although Apple reps were not so fast to reply to requests for comment. So then, what exactly is the point Musk is trying to prove? During Apple's high-profile legal dispute with Fortnite creator of Epic Games, Musk had attacked Apple's App Store prices once again. After introducing its own payment method, Apple removed the video game firm from its App Store back in 2020. A federal court eventually issued a split decision in the case, but it was substantially in Apple's favor. It appears Musk is not alone in this war against Apple. Regulators in the United States are presently considering legal action against Apple and Google for their App Store business practices. The Open App Markets Act, for example, would prohibit online marketplace operators from providing preferential treatment to their own app, among other regulations aimed at promoting a fair playing field. Although this wouldn't be the first time Musk's criticism points towards the big tech brand. In the past, he almost started a war against Apple for constructing a walled garden and even compared it with Tesla, which he boasted would never do so. "I believe we do not want to undermine that our objective is to encourage the advent of sustainable energy," Musk stated at the time, in response to a query about allowing rivals to use the Tesla charging network. "It is not to build a walled garden and use it to pummel our rivals, as some firms do. On the contrary, though, Tesla and Apple have had a long history of feuding about employee theft as Apple expands into the electric vehicle sector." Musk famously referred to Apple as the Tesla graveyard in 2015. "If you don't make it a Tesla, go work at Apple," he said. At the time, Musk agreed with the Epic Games discussion about whether Apple should open its App Store to accept various payment methods for digital products or allow customers to choose from several storefronts. Apple plays a significant and successful role in content control by regulating the rules and conduct of app developers. Apple, for example, might require applications to have a content control system in place. Telegram adopted its first content terms and conditions in response to demands from Apple and Google, mandating no calls for violence, porn, or copyright infringement on public broadcast channels. Due to objectionable material, Apple warned and subsequently withdrew Telegram from the App Store in 2018. Tumblr was banned from the App Store by Apple in 2018 as well because it had not effectively vetted child abuse items. In January of 2021, amid a disturbance in the United States Capitol, Apple deleted Parler from the App Store for violating Apple's service rules. The brand has issued an official statement to back up the fact that if an app violates the privacy of its users, Apple has the right to reject or delete it from the App Store. On this note, Apple demands developers to follow several privacy-focused, privacy-conscious practices, including data minimization, gaining user permission, and agreements not to widen the legitimate purpose of data collecting without prior authorization. Developers may also be rejected or removed for gathering more data than they need or abusing the data they acquire. Apple has taken a more aggressive approach. Instead of depending on applications to gain informed consent, Apple has taken action on its own. In 2020, Apple's app review team banned around 215,000 applications due to privacy issues. Most recently, when a user downloads an app, Apple provides them with the option of being monitored by the app or being refused to do so. Is Musk the only billionaire CEO who has ever declared war against Apple? It is hard to say that for a fact. Mark Zuckerberg and Tim Cook's long-running feud looks to be flaring. In a June 2021 blog post, Mark Zuckerberg also took a shot at Apple, stating that Facebook would not charge authors for material shared on the social media site until 2023. When we offer a revenue share, it will be less than the 30% that Apple and others receive, Zuckerberg said. It is no news though, as it's been on for a while now. Since at least 2014, the two tech heavyweights have been squabbling over one another's goods and business practices. However, in recent months, their conflict has progressed to public attacks, sharp ad campaigns, and even the possibility of a judicial battle. According to the information, Facebook is contemplating an antitrust case against Apple, saying that Apple has a strange hold on third-party software developers. Now, Apple has released iOS 14.5, a software update that enables iPhone users to opt out of app monitoring, potentially terrible news for a significant portion of Facebook's revenue. Musk understands that if Apple could do this to Facebook, they could as well come for his newly acquired platform, Twitter. So then, what about Twitter and Tesla mobile apps' future on the Apple App Store? It might be interesting for you to know that Apple has created a curated app store. This implies that it has reviewers and editing teams that check an app's content for approval. According to Bloomberg, PayPal, the payments company Musk co-founded and subsequently sold, played a crucial role in a prospective European regulatory crackdown on Apple Pay, complaining to the European Commission about the iPhone maker's business practices. Musk was recently asked about Tesla's supply chain, which prompted him to bring up Apple once more. Apple uses, I think, almost 100% cobalt in their batteries and cell phones and laptops, but Tesla uses no cobalt in the iron phosphate packs and almost none in the nickel-based chemistries, Musk said. On a weighted average basis, we might use 2% cobalt compared to Apple's 100% cobalt. Anyway, so it's just really not a factor. In the interview, Musk also underlined that Apple confronts a massive hurdle transitioning from developing smartphones and smartwatches to tackling a vehicle. Still, he also acknowledged that it is wonderful that Apple is going and investing in this area. Now, he's downplaying an animosity between Tesla and Apple, which is still years away from showing its fabled electric car, if such a product even exists in the first place. Do you agree with Elon Musk, and should Apple get regulated? Tell us what you think in the comment section, and see you in the next videos.